Hi guys, Pete and Roxy here today with you, giving you a little update on the shifts, the changes. It seems like there is a lot going on here in the planet at the moment, a lot certainly with people in the awakening community, people feeling the shifts, the upgrades, the energies. And today we're just going to unpack what has been quite a busy couple of weeks. So for those of you who are awake and aware and you know about the shifts and the changes that are going on in your outside world, you're certainly aware of how the outside world reflects your inner world, correct? And vice versa. So for those of you who have been feeling a little strange, feeling triggered, feeling like you're waiting for something and you don't know what, or something big's coming, I think we're here to share with you today, you're not alone, right?
Yeah, that's right. So since the solstice, as you know, I've put up some videos around what was happening for us. We were going up, we were going down, and with the energies vibrating, the galactic energies coming in to this solar system, there've been so many intense days. So what we really wanted to speak to you about is navigating and how to navigate through those harder days, because we are experiencing them as well, and we know you are all doing it. There's so much happening. There's integration of this lifetime, our past lifetimes, and intergalactic lifetimes. So for me, I'm getting all of that. Pete isn't, though. So if you're not experiencing integration of your past lifetimes, that's okay, because we are all so different. Me, Pete, and Dan, brother Dan, have been speaking about this, and we're all so different, but we have all been given different pathways to share and be an example of that, so we can relate to you. So for me, I was going through a past lifetimes of really letting go of the experience. So in a past lifetime, I had a peg leg and I drank myself to death. And basically, I had to kind of re-experience the karmic debt I owed to that lifetime. So because I gave up on the divine, I gave up on this experience, this beautiful physical experience on the planet, and, you know, went to ground in my own way, I wanted to exit the system. And I know a lot of the light workers are experiencing these fears and feeling scared of the emotions, number one, and how to navigate them, because they are they're very painful. They can be very overwhelming and painful and scary to even think of. So death is coming up for a lot of people, dealing with death, moving through the fears of feeling scared about being alone here, and all different sorts of really anxiety, panic attacks. And so I was experiencing this as well. And it's like your body, your energy centers is like a volcano. So the bottom root chakra holds all of these past life traumas and a lot of these emotional injuries that we were just speaking about in there. And when they're ready to erupt, the galactic energy is coming in, it's clearing any density in the lower three energy centers, and of course moving up like a volcano erupting. And then there's aftershock. And for me, there was that eruption, and then there was the grief. So the grief moving up and the pain of, the kind of like not taking it for granted, taking the life experience for granted. And I remember one day, a couple of weeks ago, I was in the bath and I'm, crying through this grief, and I'm just saying, I'm so sorry, I'm sorry. And in my depth of this, deep day and being in the trenches, I remember just feeling so sorry for kind of betraying the divine and the gift of the experience. But I had to get that grief and that sadness out. And I knew it was like the volcano had erupted down in the bottom energy centers, and it was going up to the heart, and then it had to kind of be voiced. So then I was speaking to Pete when I could get my words together about it after. And, Pete's seeing me, I'm trying to undo the dishwashers and I'm breaking down crying, just saying, I'm so sad, and so it's been quite intense. So if you're experiencing stuff like this, you're not alone. This is perfectly normal. This is the ascension. This is how we clear and get to higher states of consciousness.
And I would say, while I haven't had such dramatic experiences, I have noticed my awareness of 3D life grinding on me and learning to integrate that. And you guys know what this is like. If you've ever you find 3D life taking you out of your, your zen, your bliss, your flow, You know, like all you want to do is connect to source, to meditate, to listen to beautiful music, to dig in your garden and to be peaceful. But you've got to go do the groceries and deal with, you know, maybe low realm people or work colleagues who might project or whatever it may be. And it's like, you know what space you could be in, but you've got to be human and go and do this, you know, fill your car up with fuel or do whatever it may be. And it's like, oh my gosh, 3D life is hard. And I've found myself learning and just being more and more aware of learning to keep that, let's call it that presence, that heart space open when I'm at the grocery store, when I'm at the hardware store buying whatever it may be, when I'm seeing examples of people online who I'm still kind of somewhat linked into, and they're doing lifestyle choices that perhaps I wouldn't resonate with anymore. And I find myself going to the old pattern, you know, like you react, look at this, and I go, oh, I used to do that. And I find myself now, it's getting easier to go to, well, that's their free will. And like, that's great. Like they're proud of that choice they're doing, whatever it may be. And I don't let what someone else is doing upset me. Even how someone else treats me or behaves or carries on affect me as much, right? So I notice it, but I'm learning to respond to things rather than react. And it has certainly been something which has meant for longer periods of time, I'm able to keep myself more in that present moment, more in that heart space. Roxy always smiles when I refer to one of my best sayings at the moment, which is, forgive them, Father, they know not what they do. And you know who I'm talking about. It's basically these people out there who are really just like caught up in the matrix. They are reactive. They just have these like primal responses to things that just seem to be so unreasonable. But instead of me reacting with anger or getting, you know, really ticked off or wanting to project, I actually noticed, like in the past, I would have done that, but I noticed that I'm moving more into acceptance. And don't get me wrong, I still get irritated, right? I still have things go on, but I'm working on it, right? I'm working on that more and more. And I'm like at night setting an intention before I go to sleep at night, like asking for guidance, asking for help, for upgrades, for downloads, to show me anything that is unhealed in me that I need to work through. And I'm just finding that ability to stay more in the present moment, while way more subtle than the wonderful examples Roxy gives, are certainly definitely helping me to navigate this shift and change. It's like my sensitivity perhaps is going up. My awareness of myself and how I interact with the world is improving, and I'm reacting better, I think.
Yeah. And so how we navigate this, if you're having an experience like myself, you have to really not distract yourself. You have to go in and go, okay, something's coming. Normally I feel my kundalini, the energy moving up from the back of the spine. Now I'm so in tune with my body. I know, I said to Pete, there's something coming, and like, I don't know what it is yet. And it's like this beautiful little surprise that just drops in, and I have to clear the day. I have to go to bed and I have to just sit with the emotion. All the emotion wants is for you to acknowledge it. It's just like, it just wants to be seen. And if you don't even know what it is and you can't link it back to a past life, that's okay. Just say to yourself, I feel sad. I feel grief. I feel scared. I feel like I don't want to be here, because a lot of light workers have been experiencing that. They feel like they don't want to be here anymore, or, you know, but that is what you have to integrate. Not being here is you have to integrate being human, the gift of that, number one, and the fact that you're here for a mission. You're here to anchor the light, and you have to go through that, because if we're not, we have to, you know, maybe learn the lesson again, coming back in again. And it's just you've probably exited in a past lifetime, so that's probably why it's presenting to you. All you need to do is just be honest with yourself and talk to your soul, talk to your higher self and say, I don't know, I'm feeling really scared, this is really intense, can you slow it down for me? If you need that, instruct your computer. We are AI, we are the smartest smartest technology on the planet when we're only starting to tap into this consciousness now. And so you need to reset your system before bed, reset and clear my field, you know, let myself rest and relax tonight so I have a really peaceful sleep, and we can start again in the morning. And, you know, ask your guides, ask your higher self, ask the divine source energy, the creator of this universe, ask it for your help, ask to be recalibrated or upgrade or help me through these feelings of scared. Another thing is grounding. Yep, taking the day off, ground in nature, let Mother Earth hold you, drink lots of water. If you need to fast for a day, fast for a day, because all the energy is doing is trying to explode like the earthquake. And then there might be a couple of aftershocks. Pete's mum has just gone through really deep stuff as well. So it was really interesting that we were traveling through this at the same time. We had the solstice, then a full moon, then solar flares coming off the sun. And the solar flares are going to be intense this year, guys. It's normally, say, a 10 every other year. This year, there's going to be like 100. So the solar flares is an eruption of the energy coming from the inner sun on the outer surface, and it pushes and projects frequency, intense energy into the solar system. So that whole idea of this ecosystem is to elevate the energies in this part of the galaxy. So the Galactic Federation and other frequency beings are all around watching what's happening on Earth, this experiment, because it's moving from a 3D vibration into a 5D, and it affects their planets. It affects their star constellations if we're not elevating. It's like everything's interconnected. Our consciousness is all from the same divine. It's all from the one source, creator of all. We've all got it within us. And so we're all interconnected. So when the Pleiadians see us hurting and us in division in the 3D realm, it hurts them too. They're here to help guide us and support us to elevate, to find the bliss, the love, the joy once again.
So if you are one of those people who loves to be busy, you know, you're on this journey, but you love to be busy, my suggestion to you, and you probably know this, is be still. You know that saying, be still and know. And of course, it went on to go, be still and know that I am God, but be still and know yourself. So often you think about our day, people get up in the, like before they even get up, they might be on their phone, on their device, and then they're busy. They're making breakfast, getting dressed, getting in the car, the radio's on, they're driving to work, or they're on a train, they're listening to things, or at work, they're busy. You think about all day long, people are busy, busy, busy all the time, at the gym, music in their ears, some stuff going on at home, whatever it is, the television's on. Be still. Be alone with yourself, your feelings, the guidance that may be coming for you. Because often, sometimes people say to me, I don't know, I just don't feel connected. I feel like I'm stuck. I don't feel like anything's really coming through to me. And it may just be that you're not being still enough, alone with your thoughts. Even better, get the thoughts out of the way. Just be alone with your being. You know, Eckhart Tolle talked about the power of now. Mindfulness is everywhere being talked about. Just stilling the mind, becoming quiet, and just listening. Just focusing on the breath, moving yourself to that beautiful still state so that things can move through you. So this allowing can happen, and you can realize what's going on. You probably don't need to do another course or read another book or do another YouTube, watch another thing. Maybe you just need to be alone with yourself for an extended time, and you're going to get so much benefit from that.
Yeah, and you're smart. You are the best technology on the planet. So stop putting stuff outside of you to make yourself feel better. We can internally generate this love, bliss ourselves, but we have to listen to our soul. We have to listen to the energy, our higher self, and of course the divine. But we have to turn everything off to hear those messages. And it might take a little bit of time because you're getting used to it, and it could be triggering that you have to sit with yourself and I can't do this and all the rest of it. But just do it. Make it a part of your day. Make it like every 4 hours you stop and listen. Is there any messages? That's how we start to channel, right? So the more you do that, the more information and intelligence will come from the higher realms. So That was a long one today.
Yeah, good.
We haven't jumped on for a while. We've obviously been going through our own transition and upgrades, and we're feeling it a little bit more in a better position now to start being on here more and give you more help along the way. So if you do have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us, peteandroxy@gmail.com, or of course our website, awakening.education. We have a lot of courses, meditations, and guidance that we can help you with. Stop by to say hi if you feel called. All right, bye.
Bye, guys.